'Tis the season for winter holidays. I should do a review that really speaks out to this time of year. Let's see here now. Oh, we have until dawn. No, that sounds better for a different season. Oh, 1080 for the N64. Nah. I think we can do better than that. What about, not Christmas Lemmings. What else do we have? Oh. Nailed it! Hello everybody and happy holidays. I feel that no matter what age, gender, race, or creed, this is the time of year for togetherness. And what better way to bring togetherness for the holidays other than Conker's Bad Fur Day? Why are you looking at me like that? You know, you're right. It is not a holiday game. But if you stay tuned to the end, you can find out why I chose this as my holiday special. This game's main spotlight is on a single-player story mode that mostly focuses on 3D platforming. I can really enjoy this aspect of the game because I have a natural ability to do well in platformers. I stand by my statement. But thankfully, Rareware does take the time to shake the structure of the game up into a flight simulator-like game to even a first and third-person shooter. Trying to give it an unbiased opinion, the platforming for the game seems pretty standard, especially during the Nintendo 64 era. The player jumps and climbs around a lot in a 3D environment, and even given the ability to attack enemies.
The frying pan. You stupid little... Whoa.
The flying simulator isn't really anything to write home about by itself. It is used only once in the game. However, the subject of the simulation is rather fascinating because you fly as a bat. I also like the controls for the bat simulator, but I will mention why later in this review. The game's take on shooters have some pros and cons mixed into it. I like the fact that they even have a shooting style inside of the game. They have a few weapons to use in the game, even though what type of gun depends on what section of the game you are in. For example, you get the shotgun in the spooky section of the game, but no other weapons. I didn't really care for the controls. In the third-person perspective, it feels nearly impossible for the player to aim the gun. At least they got the controls for firing right. And even though it is better, first person is difficult to master too. I'm not used to hitting down and my view moves up, and then add controls for movement that isn't the analog stick? Or if you are playing the Rare Replay version like I did, moving around in the first person view not using the left analog stick, it gets pretty confusing pretty fast, making a difficulty challenge right there. But hey, in a different section of the game, you even get to drive a tank. But it's so tiny! But it's not the size that counts, it's how you use it. But you know, the tank section is a blast to use. I feel that they made the controls for it rather appropriately. It has a Resident Evil tank-like control feel to it. Seriously though, because the controls being that they are, it really gives immersion that you are driving the tank. Just pretend that entering and exiting the tank is realistic. I won't give a long rant about the story of the game. That's because it won't be long. The game starts with Conker at the pub with the guys out for a night of drinking. Next thing you know, he is too inebriated that he needs to head home. Bottom line, the entire objective is going through a crazy adventure trying to get Conker home from a lively night of drinking. Truthfully, I find this concept idiotically brilliant. First of all, the idea is simple. Character gets hammered, you get character home. And also, I love how they tell the story. Let's face it, Conker's a jerk. He's selfish, he's greedy, and well, there's a lot of other flaws about him to mention. I mean, this schmuck is the main focus of the story, and with protagonists like Mario, Conker is a breath of fresh air compared to characters we see as heroes and heroines. Another thing that I enjoy about the storytelling would be the movie references. There seems to be at least one movie reference per chapter of the story, from some as obvious as the Terminator to the more obscure like A Clockwork Orange. The final reason why I love the story also goes back to the gameplay. This game is very crass to put it sensitively. It has sexual innuendos, violence, drinking, cussing, the works. And yet, for how distasteful the game can come across, the story seems to be told as tastefully as it can. Even in the Bat Simulator, you would release excrement on the villagers before collecting them. You see, I told you I'd get back to that part of the gameplay. Once you are done with the story, then you can mosey on over to the multiplayer section. Back before online mode, you had to sit next to the people you played with. Ew. But that's okay. You can consider that as good old-fashioned fun. Multiplayer consists of a variety of modes from teamwork bank heists to tank battles. Personally, my favorite is called War. It is a classic team-based military-themed deathmatch. It's simple, it's fun, and I always win when I set the artificial intelligence to easy settings. Either way, I suggest playing all of them at least once. Finally, I would like to talk about the audio. The voice acting in the game is done very well, where the voice actors really did a splendid job creating the characters. However, the recording quality isn't always the best, which brought the experience of the game down at times. But I don't want to talk about the voice work in the audio section. I want to talk about the music. Each section of the game plays great music to complement the situation. The music is fun and upbeat during gameplay in the main hub world while you traverse to the next section of the game you need to be in. Or it becomes sad and woeful during a cutscene while you're hearing the cries of the queen bee when her hive is stolen. They even have an opera-like music number in it!
Me, 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 me. I am the great mighty Pooh, and I'm going to throw my at you.
He sings just like an angel. Jokes aside, I think they did that number masterfully. During gameplay, the Great Mighty Pooh would wait to sing so he could be in sync with the background music, and the song would blend in together from the gameplay to the cutscenes as it grew faster and faster. On top of that, the lyrics were both fitting for the theme of the song as well as I found it hilarious. Now I know that I'm being very biased about it, but I would highly suggest playing the game. However, I still feel obligated to suggest that if you do not meet the qualifications for the mature rating attached to the game, then wait until you make that requirement. Let's be honest though, I didn't wait. I played it when I definitely was under the age limit for the rating, and starting a few years ago, I made a tradition to play it between Christmas and New Year's Day. This game provides me with a joyous spirit that is needed during the cold days of winter. I love this game and it is a treat for me playing this every year. And that is why I consider Conker's Bad Fur Day worthy to be my first winter holiday special. I'm the Maroon Mercenary, and happy holidays. Hello again, and thank you for watching my holiday episode showcasing Conker's Bad Fur Day. I hope you enjoy watching this, as I definitely enjoyed making this video for you, especially since it is a favorite of mine. What do you think of the game? Please leave your thoughts down below. I look forward to reading what you think. While you are leaving a comment, leaving a like to my video and subscribing to my channel would be appreciated. And if you want to stay up to date with my videos, please be sure to ring that holiday notifications bell. This is going to be my last video for the year, so I look forward to you joining me next year with my newest video. And with that in mind, Happy New Year!